Good afternoon and welcome to another Super Secret Project sketch. This is Eric Whalen from Super Secret Project X. And today we will be drawing a probably practically unknown character. I know who he is. People know who he is. Not many people know who he is. Ugg the Caveman from Dino Boy. Yes, there are people in the world that do not know who Space Ghost is, and they know even less about the other show Space Ghost was coupled with, let alone the secondary character from, Ugg the Caveman. So we're doing Ugg the Caveman today. Why?
Why not?
Because honestly, cavemen characters are kind of awesome, and I like Ugg, even though the show he comes from is kind of awful. No, Dino Boy is actually one of those shows that honestly had a good idea, had a handful of decent episodes. There's one in particular I actually think is pretty good. But most of the episodes are wow. I mean, wow. Like there's just things happening that make no sense in Dino Boy. What makes sense in Dino Boy? Ugg the Caveman. So we're gonna do Ugg. The thing I like about Ugg is he's got a fat head. Ugg has himself a fat head. And I actually think that's kind of nice. Actually, I don't think it's fat. I think it's muscle.
Well, it's caveman. He has the giant brow ridge as
Yep.
the Neanderthals do.
And like his hairline is all the way down here. So I'm going to go in and figure me out some Ugg.
Okay, not cool. I'm looking through some of the other books on here, and like the Moby Dick series, and there was the two little boys, and of course they called the fat kid Tub.
Of course they did. Of course they did.
Not cool.
Moby Dick is it 60s or 70s?
I'm gonna say it's probably 60s by the looks of it. I just glanced through it.
Is that's actually a show I don't know too well.
Yeah, same here. I didn't even know that there was a Hanna-Barbera or whoever that was Moby Dick show
I think that's a Hanna-Barbera.
until just recently looking through all of the books for the Alex Toth's information or history books. Yeah. They had a lot of stuff, a lot of ideas and shows and all that, and either they didn't take off very well, or it just did or they only had like one season.
Well, they were just such a mass production, well, the fact that Space Ghost, which makes sense from the time period that it was made, Space Ghost made sense, and then they went, we need to couple this up with a kid with a caveman action show. They just were pumping out so much stuff that Space Ghost and Dino Boy as a power half hour made sense to them. And I'm not saying either show is great. I'm saying I like Space Ghost, and there's moments in Dino Boy that I like, but you just look at it and you go, huh.
There's and of course the part we always just fifth grade chuckle over is just the implied man-boy lovicism. And like when the show,
the nambliness of Dino Boy.
When it starts up and when the intro comes on, and just the look that they give each other, and then as they're riding the pet baby brontosaurus.
It is such a ridiculously inappropriate riding scene.
And there was no. I'm impressed that they got that passed.
Well, I'm looking at the innocence of the time period where there were just some people that were going like, "Oh, isn't that cute? Look, Ugg and Dino Boy are riding their Brontosaurus. Isn't that cute?" And it's just the most inappropriate riding scene possible. and you're just and it's just nothing about it's right. Matter of fact, a lot of Dino Boy and Ugg, and not in that way. In that way, that didn't happen too often, though it did happen. You just get these moments where you're just looking. You're going like, why are the worm people dressed in like space outfits? No, I'm good with worm people. I'm good with them fighting worm people. I'm good with the general concept of everything in this episode. Why are the worm people in space outfits? I just do not understand this.
Well, because that's where aliens come from, and aliens are the only ones that could have existed in the...
Yeah, but those aliens were like tribal worm people with spears in space outfits. It just made no sense.
Yeah, I'm trying here, man.
Now, there was elements, like shows with like cavemen characters can be pretty good. I'm not saying they're like great. I'm just saying that it makes sense. I can see this being a trope. A specific sort of character. I can just see it. It makes sense to me.
Well, yeah, I mean, look at Primal by Identity.
Exactly. It's just solid. It makes sense. But you just look at Dino Boy and you're like, okay, boy dropped off in a super dangerous valley filled with, slaughterific dinosaurs and crazy sort of weird tribal things. You're like, okay, now, and then you couple them up with like a very altruistic caveman who apparently doesn't want to eat him, which is nice of the caveman.
And can actually speak broken English, unless maybe Dino Boy taught him.
No, I think no. That Dino Boy tried to teach him how to write once. It didn't go well, so I'm just sort of assuming that he just speaks broken English.
Which adds another layer of what the heck.
I'm okay with that. You're like, we need to make this work. He sort of speaks English. Okay. I'm okay with this. This makes enough sense to me that I can keep rolling. It's everything else in the show where you're like, huh, why are the worm people in space outfits?
I see the English thing, that only starts for me of all the questions, and the worm people, that's like question like 179 on the list, because it's just so many questions going through everything. It's like, why is Dino Boy, why is he wearing leopard skin boots when he like gets parachuted out of the plane and into the jungle itself? Why is he looking like he's already been like...
He's into Gucci, I guess.
It's like he's already been beat up and just living ragtag already when he was blown out of the plane. So.
Admittedly, there's some issues there. I'm not gonna argue.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, there's so many questions that I'm like, just put them down and just watch the show, because it's a fun adventure, and it's dinosaurs and cavemen, and it's boy adventure fighting against the elements of magical cave world. So.
Exactly. I'm going to forgive some stupid. I just am. But there just comes a point where you're like, okay, now the stupid keeps compounding.
Yeah, like I said, the questions, like question 179 is the worm people. It's like,
why?
Yeah, how far does this like rabbit hole of what the heckery go?
Yeah, exactly. For example, I think this is one of the faults, and I get that it was sort of the style of the show. Dino Boy is continually saying what's happening. Yeah. You cannot stop him from saying what's happening, and it just drives me crazy.
Yeah, that's part of that style. It's the monologuing to keep the show going, and the show to tell what's happening and all that stuff.
It's like, Dino Boy, shut up. I can see the fact that you're... No, we're running from the ant people. It's like, I can see you're running from the ant people. You know, it's not a great show, but it has like a decent enough shtick, and at moments it works pretty well. And like I can dig the whole boy trying to survive with a caveman in a dinosaur valley. I'm good with that. Some decent stuff can happen here. It's just the rest of it. The rest you're just like, shut up, Dino Boy. Just speak when necessary. You know?
What I always laugh at is when I love the way he says "uh-oh."
Oh yeah.
And I've noticed how that has been included in a lot of the other Hanna-Barbera adventure stuff. I mean, it's been said on Space Ghost. I think both Jace and Jen have said it.
Oh yeah.
Through Johnny Quest. And it's just now I can't. Whenever one of the characters just goes "uh-oh," I just start cracking up and giggling because
it sounds like Dino Boy.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Or golly gosh, you know, he has those. He doesn't have a ton of those moments, but they're there, and you're just like, dude.
Yeah, you can tell it's all being written by by the same groups.
Yeah.
Which nothing wrong with that. It's just funny hearing Dino Boy "uh-oh," Jace "uh-oh," Johnny Quest "uh-oh,"
I know.
Haji "uh-oh."
Look out, Johnny! Uh-oh! They have machine guns. Like, at least in Johnny Quest, they had things where they were being chased by dudes with machine guns. And somebody going like, oh, uh-oh! You're like, oh, okay, that works, you know? Like, they're that surprised. Like, oh, you know, oh, uh-oh! I concede that. I'm good with that.
And then you have Dino Boy like, uh-oh! The quicksand men are coming up.
I think there were quicksand men. I'm not 100% sure, but I think there may have actually been.
And if not, I kind of want there to be now.
Yeah, no kidding. I'm like, ooh, quicksand men. That's just goofy enough to be perfect.
Yeah. Like, just make the weird, I mean, that'd be just great kind of creepy story lore in the first place. Like,
Look out, Dino Boy, it's the quicksand men.
Well, just like the souls of whatever got trapped in the quicksand.
Oh, so they're like spirit things.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay, yeah, actually, that is pretty good.
Good evening, you crazy savages. Hey, Joe, what's up, man?
Hey, man. Yeah, no. Good evening. Torg, watch out, the quicksand mix. In the case of Dino Boy and Ugg, it would actually make some sense. Like, they did a bunch of super tropey stuff on Dino Boy, so you're kind of going like, look out, Dino Boy, quicksand men. You're like, okay, I can deal with this. I mean, they did multiple groups of ant villains on the show, so you're like, oh, I can deal with quicksand men. I'm good with this.
Yeah, I would totally, like, I now want to see quicksand men. Like, I want to see that lore in something, because that's...
I don't think I've ever seen anything actually take quicksand and the things or the men whom inhabit it as a civilization. I don't think I've actually seen that.
I mean, all of the fright stories we heard as kids about quicksand...
And yet no quicksand men.
Yeah, you think there'd be something a bit more, like, terror-ish coming out of it. So, okay, nobody steal that. It's my idea.
Well, it's right up there with your space Tarzans.
Yeah, that's true, yeah. Yeah, I wanna see just the weird lore of... It's almost like a weird Ranma kind of thing, you know?
You die in the quicksand, you turn into a quicksand man. I'm good with this. I really actually am.
You know, weird quicksand zombies, and that's what you're doomed to come out as, or something like that.
It's a quicksand man. I don't even know what that would be. Is it something awesome, or is it something just kind of, dope-tacular? Ugh, look out, Dino Boy, the wayward warrior women of the... Look out, Dino Boy, the wayward warrior women of the sand. Actually, it'd be dopier, because it was the same guy that did Race Bannon, if I remember correctly, but he would just never sounded slick. Dino Boy, look out, wayward warrior women of the sand. Like, he's just, completely whelmed all the time. Except if it's like a dinosaur, then he gets a little excited, Go to Dino Boy. Crunchy munch munch lizard. I just wanted him saying dumb phrases. Crunchy chunky munch lizard. You're an idiot, Ugg.
I'm caveman. What more you expect?
Golly, Ugg, you sure are an idiot.
Dino Boy about to get punted.
Dino Boy this far away from being food. You know, I always wanted to see him threaten Dino Boy once with that. And that was like the last time, you know, Dino Boy was sassy with him.
You want Ugg punch you in stomach.
Ugg will eat you while you sleep. Oh, I'm good, Ugg. I'm good, okay.
Use femur for back scratcher. Oh crap. I was getting serious. Oh, sorry, man. My bad.
It's got some stuffs going down in Dino Boy this week.
Pardon my sassiness. My bad. My bad.
My bad, Ugg. My bad. Sassiness is done.
Dino Boy smelling himself.
You try to teach Ugg to read one more time, Ugg turning you into a new pair of sexy sandals. Been long time since Ugg had sexy sandals.
Aw, ew.
Yeah, I don't know what that means.
Yeah.
It's just horrific any way it goes.
That's just very uncomfortable sounding in so many ways.
And what I love is I don't recall ever seeing Ugg's ears, so I'm going to have to put Ugg ears in because it's a landmark on the character, so I can help kind of track what's going on. But I don't know what Ugg ears looks like, so I'm just going to say like that, because he's sort of just a giant knuckle of a head. He is. He's got a hell of a sledgehammer for a cranium. I'm surprised he never slammed it into something. You know, like Ookla does.
Ugg don't need Dino Boy. Ugg need privacy and Cave Hub.
Cave Hub. Cave Hub. I don't even want to know what's on Cave Hub, because what we have on it now is pretty, what was it like when there were no laws? You know? Cave Hub. Wow. Damn.
Just a rock with the word carved into a cave.
Cave Hub. Who need cave women when cavemen have Cave Hub? Cave Hub.
You don't need cave women, you're just gonna watch a bunch of cave women.
Who need Dino Boy when Ugg have Cave Hub? Everything about that statement was wrong. I can't help it. I watched the opening sequence with that really uncomfortable writing thing that they animated. I'm serious. Unless you're completely innocent, you can't not see the total, like, Nambla job they did on that opening sequence. It's just very uncomfortable.
Yeah, like I said, I'm just really surprised they got away with that, because it's just...
I just think a whole bunch of people weren't paying attention when they have, like...
Or they were paying attention.
Or they were really paying attention, yeah.
Everybody just said, you know what? Go with it.
You animated what? Did anyone notice? No, apparently America's just not paying attention to that kind of thing right now. Oh, thank God we don't have a budget to reanimate the opening sequence. Oh, thank God. We'll just pretend the opening sequence didn't happen.
We'll just say we didn't know.
We'll just say we didn't know. I'm so serious. That opening. I'm trying not to read into it, but every single time I've shown someone Dino Boy, everyone goes, "What is that?" I'm like, I know. Those two riding on their brontosaur is really uncomfortable to watch.
Dino Boy caused Ugg trouble. Dino Boy snoo block Ugg from K-Woman.
Oh. See, that's why he's wearing those sexy cave sandals. Ugg's been dressing him up. I think that's what's happening. Dino Boy. Oh.
Don't want to know. Don't want to go there.
Well, you just have those bits where you're going like, try not to think that's what's going on.
Want to keep our channel from getting hit by the FBI.
I know. Well, I've already said Namblo like 3 times, so I... God, I hope Namblo's not around anymore. I just... I'm very liberal, and even I'm going like, no.
I don't want to bring them up anymore. Let's move on to something else.
I'm just moving on. I don't... But yeah, that whole opening. And the first time I stuck Dino Boy in and I watched that, I laughed out loud. I'm like, wow, seriously?
Y'all seeing this? Because I'm seeing this.
Y'all ready for this? Y'all ready for this? I think Ugg should just mostly look tired most of the time. Because he's sick of watching after Dino Boy. Little Buster just keeps running around. Make Ugg fight dinosaurs. Ugg just wants a nap. Ugg want cave nap. After his cave hub time.
Ugg not want Dino Boy father. Ugg want to see Dino Boy's mom.
Well, you know, she would be in that long line of inexplicably hot red-headed moms that have been all throughout American animated history. Why are there so many red-headed moms? I'm from a red-headed family, and I'm confused why there's so many red-headed moms. Is there a reason?
I think they were just considered like hot and exotic for like the white crowd.
Yeah, but there's like 20 of them.
Yeah, that's
and we're
why.
still making more. Not to say that I have any problems with hot red-headed moms. I'm just like, you know, it's gotten to a point where I'm like, I'm not a huge fan of blondes. I think they're fine. They're just the same as everyone else. But even I'm going like, not even a ridiculously typical blonde mom? I mean, come on now.
I honestly think that's why, because they were considered exotic, and so everybody wanted to draw them.
I love it. Redheads were considered, you know, exotic.
Yeah.
Until I came around.
Well, that's because everyone else started having redheads and started putting them in everything. That's why.
Yeah, but Eric, you're not a redheaded mom. Oh, that's where I went wrong.
There you go. That's the reason. If you were a redheaded MILF.
With these thighs? Maybe.
You got good gams. I've told you that many times.
I got myself some gams.
You wear big stockings, my son.
Got myself some gams. Ugg not Dino Boy father. Ugg want to see Dino. Yeah. Yeah, because like Dino Boy would just be like a little muscle if Ugg was his dad. Because like Ugg is like pure meat. He's like one of those cold slabs of meat that Rocky was beating on in the first movie. It's just like, and serious, when you look at every single time they show Ugg, he's always like, every part of him is like just mammoth, you know? Which is, you know...
As a caveman, that's kind of what it's supposed to be.
Exactly. You know, I ain't judging. I'm just saying.
I'm not saying it, I'm saying.
Ugg would go over super well in some bars. That's just all I'm saying. And that's not me making fun of anything. That's just... and is. Okay. Funny thing is Ugg, I think, will only look right if parts of his hair are just completely blacked out. So I'm literally just going to get a shape in and then get rid of almost everything I've done.
I like the way you're drawing him. He looks like Nathan Explosion's great times like 23.
To be
great
fair, Ugg
grandfather.
kind of looks like Nathan Explosion. Not totally, just a little bit.
And talks like him too.
Ugg needs some mermaider. My hair is blacker than the blackest black. Times infinity.
Dude, those quicksand men are totally metal. It's brutal.
Dino Boy,
Love the song.
Dino Boy, not totally metal. Dino Boy, more country western, or maybe, I don't know, ragtime? No idea. Dino Boy, get over here. Ugg's hungry. I'm serious, I'm fairly certain the whole show ended with Ugg eating him. It's like...
What bothered me is that how Dino Boy got there in the first place. If he was a boy from the modern era, why would Ugg care? Yeah, it's like, how in the world... I mean, was it just like an undiscovered area or something? That,
Well,
like,
a plane flew over it,
Yeah,
so it couldn't be that
well,
undiscovered.
that's what I'm saying. Like, was it just like some kind of weird secret, like Man of the Lost kind of thing that was going on, or that's what was always my thought about it.
Well, see, this is...
Yeah, once again,
I hate going back
question
to
number
that rather
780.
obscene opening sequence.
Yeah.
But as I'm doing math watching the show, it's only a handful of things. Okay, let's do the deep one. Let's go the primal route. Ugg lost his wife and son. Dino Boy comes along. He's like, all right, I could use another son. Let's go with that one, but there's other possibilities, like Ugg needing a mobile food supply. Or what I'm kind of getting from that opening sequence, which I'm trying to stay away from that, but you still have to go like... I can't help it. You look at the animation in the opening sequence, and you're like, no.
Maybe Ugg needs like, maybe Dino Boy is like his bullseye, like in Tiny Toons with the Just Us League. It's like, okay, Dino Boy, you run out and distract a dinosaur while I get his food.
Yeah, that's it.
Don't die.
See Chomp Chomp Lizard? Run right in front of it, Dino Boy. Don't worry. Ugg will protect you. Ugg, you bastard!
or as Joe, the second question is if he's a boy from the modern era, why would Ugg care? Maybe because he's fascinated by it. Because I mean, with Ugg,
Smells like a female.
I was to say he probably has interesting smells coming from him, and seeing that he's probably a 12-year-old kid,
He
probably
makes all
hasn't
kinds
seen
of
one those.
interesting smells.
Like, he's a caveman. He's like, what the heck is this? Maybe he's like a pet.
He's like a pet that talks.
He has like a boy and his dog story, you know? That's why he calls him Dino Boy. It's more Dino than boy. He'd make annoying noise like Velociraptor. Who knows?
He's just waiting to trade Dino Boy for a female from the other tribe. Dino Boy worth at least one female. Jeez.
See, I was gonna make a joke, but I'm trying to stay away from that section.
There's a whole slew of jokes I am staying away from, which is saying something, considering what I have joked about so far. Dino Boy. Think I could get 2 female for Dino Boy? Cave period's laws don't exist yet.
Dino Boy, you're being greedy.
Jeez. By God.
Joe says, possible explanation. Ugg saved Dino Boy and Mom from crazy. Ugg smashes Mom after she gives him gratitude. Ugg was too much for Mom. Mom dies. Ugg left to play off. Mom died in crash. Ugg becomes second father as a result. I'll say from Crash, okay.
After eating the pilot.
And doing his mom.
My God. I am full. That's it. The pilot was a really big dude, so Ugg's been full for like months. He's like an alligator. They only eat every, like, what, 2 or 3 times a year?
Is he a reptile?
He's a caveman. He could be part reptile. We don't know. We don't know. I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
Hey, I tried. Just as hey, I tried.
I try. Doing my best here.
Good hustle, man.
It's
Good
been,
hustle.
it's been a long week, and as great as some of our recent movie hangouts and stuff have been, I'm still like a little mentally exhausted. Exhausted. I'm a little exhausted.
And I'm just not. It's been a week. It's been 2 weeks. I just want the world to just kind of take a break for a little bit.
Which makes you think, what if you took Primal and you mixed Dino Boy in with it?
Well, I'm sure, first of all, you probably get a much better story.
You know,
Dino Boy story, I should say.
That's very true. Not that I would want to remotely ruin Primal at all. I haven't seen more than a handful of episodes, but they've all been really good.
Well, the one website that we have, I think has all of them up, so we can probably watch them again at some point, or finish the series. Like this, I've been wanting to watch those again. So that was what we saw was really good. Having the worst time trying to draw this dude's smarmy face, and it's driving me crazy.
This dude's smarmy face is driving me insane!
Yeah, I can't get it down. I don't know why. It shouldn't be this freaking hard.
Smarmy can actually be a fairly difficult facial kind of. Getting that to really work is, like, if you do super cartoony, it's kind of easy, but if you're doing a little bit more serious, it's actually pretty tough.
I'm doing it with my super cartoony style, and the sketch looks really good. I try to turn the sketch into an actual render, and it's just like, nah. Wouldn't that make Dino Boy like Samurai Jack, or make Dino Boy dead, since they don't trust him, since he understands things like fire? Or maybe Dino Boy would become the enemy, because all of their enemies seem to be much smarter than than them, in the sense, like they're.
Ugh hates smarts. Smarts evil.
I mean, they're space. They fight space aliens, and
Actually, they don't. They fight things that are inexplicably in space outfits. In a lost valley of dinosaurs and monsters, there's monsters wearing space outfits.
they took the outfits from the space aliens. There we go.
That might make some sense. Like, space aliens came down, the worm people ate them, stole their space outfits, and then just, continued stabbing things with, sharpened sticks while wearing space outfits.
Hey, they're fashionable. They protect from the weather. It gets cold during the nights and stuff, Gotta protect your thorax and all that stuff, when you're a giant ant creature.
Even the ant people were wearing, like, space outfits.
Exactly, it's cold. You gotta protect yourself.
It's just completely inexplicable. It makes no sense at all. I don't care that it was the 60s. I think it was the 60s? 60s, yes. I don't care it was the 60s. I don't. They were wearing space outfits for no reason. In a show where they could literally go like, just put like a little scribbly like loincloth thing on the worm guy, you're good. No, they actually spent time drawing space outfits on them for no apparent reason.
Hey, there was a reason, you just don't know.
I just don't know what it is. Yeah, actually, that's...
There's always a reason. We just don't know it, or we don't want to accept it, or we're just like, that's stupid.
That's it. Ugg has one burning question on his mind, and he thinks Dino Boy has the answer. Dino Boy, what the hell is up with the space outfits? It's like they went to Cape Canaveral, came back, and lived a tribal lifestyle.
Dino Boy has no idea. Uh-oh! It just says, maybe Ugg was the great-great-grandfather of Xandor.
Are you saying it's not on Earth? It's on, Quasar? I think that was the name of the Herculoids planet.
Oh, that will, well...
It's actually not a bad idea. I don't think it's true, but it's a pretty good idea.
I mean, that would explain all the weird creatures and stuff, but then why don't we have weird, like the Earth creatures and dinosaurs on the planet then? Unless, like, they got...
Well, they just glued them back together again after Ugg got done ripping them apart, and they just got glued back together wrong.
Speaking of Metalocalypse, that's one of their songs, Sewn Back Together Wrong.
Sewn back together wrong. Back together sewn back to...
Haha, full circle. Haha.
Ha ha!
Continuity.
Hot sandwich. We killed that musical number. Hot sandwich.
Sandwich.
You killed one of the Venture Boys.
How does Ugg know about Cape Canaveral? Ugg barely knows stop sign.
Look, if you're gonna use logic.
I don't want your logic up in my stuff. How do you deal with it?
What's up with this logic thing you're doing?
It's funny. I'm still trying to figure out, like, how in the world does Ugg know how to speak English? I mean, okay, some, like, cavemen grunting and all this stuff. Like, sure.
It's from eating the pilot.
He absorbed his essence.
Like eating this, like eating the heart of your enemy gives you courage. Like eating the, brain of a pilot gives you English.
I'll allow it. Why not? Maybe that's why I was always jumping off cliffs. Go Dino Boy.
Go to no boy. Oh, remember flying metal bird? It was black and white. It was like a phoenix in the sky. Like my love for your dead mother, Dino Boy. The hell, Ugg? Are you talking about? Sorry. Ugg got slightly poetic for a second.
I'm very uncomfortable with this conversation, Ugg.
Just everything about Ugg should really make people uncomfortable. For example, you don't see any of Ugg's people anywhere else. He's it.
Which is question, like,
What he is.
119. Where's the rest of you?
No, the funny thing is there are basically modern-esque people in the valley. Ugg is the only caveman surrounded by various groups of fairly modern humans. What the heck is up with that?
Yeah. So, like, is Ugg the actual creature or person out of time, or he's just hanging out there in some weird, again, like land of the lost type place?
Yeah, I mean, I just don't get it. There's a lot about the show that really makes very little sense. Like, in theory, it's fine. Like, you're like, all right, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And then you start thinking about it, going like, wait, what the hell is going on with this show?
Yeah, that's my train of thought. I sit there and like deep think about a lot of this stuff. It's like, wait, how did this happen? Where did this come from? How did this go about? Who are these people and how do they get, like, that's literally my brain when it comes to a lot of that. So
Like, I highly expect, like, the Quest family to land in that valley
yeah.
and find Dino Boy. Like, it just, you're like, oh, this has been in the 60s.
Mm-hmm.
It's been in the 60s, and it's in the Johnny Quest universe, and, that suddenly things would start making more sense. It would at least explain the space outfits. Somehow.
You wonder what if we get all those answers in the one Blu-ray we want to pick up, the All Stars one.
I think that's what I want for Christmas is the Space All-Stars.
Yeah, maybe.
Because I feel as if there might be answers in that wacky collection.
Yeah. Well, that's already on your Christmas list. So.
Is it?
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to have some awful Hanna-Barbera to send me to sleep in the future. Even more awful Hanna-Barbera.
I just says, wait, is Ugg the great-great-grandfather of Thundar? Well,
I think I need to add a few more grapes.
Yeah, well, that's a lot of grapes.
Great grandfather.
No, you need a lot more still.
I was running out of air.
Yeah, I was about to say.
I'm surprised I'm going this well right now, to be very honest with you. One of the things that just kills me about Dino Boy is the voice actors are the same as Johnny Quest. Dr. Quest is the dinosaur,
Yeah.
and Ugg is Ray Spannon. And the announcer at the beginning is Space Ghost,
Wait, I thought.
which is
Wait.
clearly not Johnny Quest, but still.
Okay. Okay. So the guy who plays Dr. Quest is. I think I know. the name.
Masick, something Masick.
Don Masick.
Don Masick, that's it.
Don Masick. So, okay, yeah, that's right, because Don Masick was the original Scooby-Doo before Frank Welker took over. And that's why, okay, yeah, Don Masick was making the Scooby-Doo noises for Bronte. Okay, that's right.
Yeah, that's why Bronte is very Scooby-Doo-like.
Yes. Joe says no, Ugg was in the 1960s and Thundar was in 84. Or if you're talking about real time, no, but if you're talking about like cartoon time, even more so, I'm gonna have to say no, because that's like millions of years, well, supposedly. Well, on the same note, we don't know, because Dino Boy was in a modern.
Yeah, it was in an airplane, unless like
It's like some weird.
a Bermuda Triangle thing happened.
Yeah, or time is.
A Bermuda Triangle thing happened.
Maybe
That's
what
pretty
it is.
good.
Yeah.
I've impressed myself. I'm a stud. Sort of.
I give you a hand clap from the couch.
I give you the lame couch clap. Good job, honey. You're a cartoon stud.
Attaboy.
You doofus.
Oh.
Oh,
But you're my doofus. That's all that matters.
I am your doofus.
Yes, you are. Doofus.
I am a doofus. It's me. I'm a doofus.
I gotta
Why did she marry him?
It's the Roger Rabbit thing. He makes me laugh. And he has a really big heart.
He makes me laugh with his huge
Heart.
sense of humor. By God, the size of his sense of humor.
Humor is huge. Dude, I got humor envy. Man, are you suffering from humor envy? Do you wish your humor was bigger?
It's so dumb. It's so perfectly dumb.
Claps all around. Laughter goes a long way with women. It helps that he has a huge humor in me.
Oh, and of course, if you heard about the gentleman down the hallway there, oh my God, he has like the biggest, humor I've ever seen.
His laughs are amazing.
Lee huge. That's the girthiest laughter.
I've ever heard.
You know what I'm saying. A man with feet that, wide must have an awfully huge, instep.
Or whatever.
You know.
I have been working on this stupid face for like 5 days. Why can I not get this right?
You've had kind of a tough week. 2,
Yeah.
3 weeks.
Yeah, it's been boring. Yeah.
The only reason why I can usually soldier through is because I work at a corporation where I've had now 17 years of practice in
16.
forcing my way through things, so. Which is both good and bad. It's good overall, but I've paid the price.
With all the BS I've gone through in my lifetime, I think I'd have a little bit better handle on.
Yeah, but mine has been specifically concentrated on soldiering through doing artwork through stuff, so.
Just, oh my God, Becky, look at her butt. It's so big. She must be one of those comedians'
His girlfriends. Nice.
Oh my God.
Becky. That's good.
That is good.
Stop there. Don't want to start the good humor jokes. Yeah, we're trying to keep it as PG-13 as we can. I mean, we could go further, but honestly, at that point,
I could go way further.
Even if we do go just a little bit further, we'll keep trying to go further and further, just pushing it. Then we'll have to stop the stream.
Yep.
So we appreciate the yeah.
Oh, I'm just looking forward to the end of this episode. Oh, you'll see.
Oh, no goodness. Okay.
Oh, I know.
That's speaking of Dino
I
Boys.
know.
Oh,
I accidentally did something that I'm now looking forward to. Oh, yes.
Macaroni and cheese. bombs.
Trucks and
We don't need jokes about trucks and bomb pops. Come on, let me hear the jingle. Show me your jingle. No. No.
Yeah, I wanted to rough him up just a little bit. All right. I need to be making dinner soon, so I'm going to have to stop the sketch roughly here. I think it's in a pretty good spot.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, it ain't bad. It ain't bad. It's he got sort of the tired look I was going for, so I'm pretty happy with that. All right. Here's the moment that I've been weirdly looking forward to. Very weirdly looking forward to. It is tradition. Whenever two characters face each other in my sketchbook, forever sealed together face to face, hermetically, perhaps. And it's not that I'm looking forward to this in a homoerotic fashion. I'm looking forward to this because I don't like Jace from Space Ghost, and I know for a fact Ugg don't brush his teeth. Ugg, you beautiful, stinky man smoocher. Meet Jace from Space Ghost, which is very likely the first character on that show to turn traitor. You cheesy lawnmower selling son of a. Anywho, that's right. Ugg the Caveman, meet Jace from Space Ghost. Smooching in the nastiest way possible for the rest of eternity.
Oh.
There's like rotten dino meat involved in that smooch, baby.
Uh-oh.
I don't know why I was so looking forward to that, but it did feel good. It did feel
If
good.
it makes you good.
It makes me good. It makes me so good. Better not miss with Cave Hub. Dino Boy is not allowed on Cave Hub. Dino Boy is too young to be on Cave Hub. Period. Anywho, everyone have yourself a good week. We will.
Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for joining us.
We will be not be streaming next week.
Yeah,
so
next
we'll-
week we are off because we've got stuff that needs to happen next week. But we will be back the week after that, and we will keep this rolling. Hopefully, we will not have more technical difficulties, which we have been riddled with lately. But
We'll be having actually, I think our next stream will be streaming on Halloween. Because,
yeah,
yeah, because the 31st is Halloween.
and I don't think I specifically made a character specifically. Who are we doing next week? The week after next. Let me.
We can probably do something fun for Halloween or something.
Oh yes, actually, this is not going to be a Halloween sketch, but I can turn it into a Halloween sketch.
What is next time?
Betty from the Flintstones. Because I felt there needed to be a cave woman in there, and I'll be honest with you, I thought she was hot when I was like 5. So I'm sitting there going, like, maybe we need to pick her a Halloween costume. Like maybe, and this is going to be a cheap, but an easy direction to go in for the moment, the sexy cave woman outfit. Cheesy, cheap, but I think we can come up with something better. I think we can come up with something better.
You usually draw heads. I don't know how you do the costume.
Well, yeah, there's like sort of like masks and hats. Masks and hats. Maybe.
God.
Maybe she's dressing up like Wilma.
Oh, there you go.
I don't even know why she'd do that because that's really weird. But anyways,